There is a fountain filled with blood, drawn from Emmanuel's veins, and sinners plunged beneath that flood lose all their guilty stains. I do believe, I will believe, that Jesus died for me, that on the cross he shed his blood, and now he sets me free. Now, the second of three meditations I want to share with you today. It is a Good Friday to realize the power of the good fight. It is a Good Friday to realize the power of the good fight. The criminal or the robber, he said to Jesus, "Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus said to him, "Assuredly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise." This robber had to, at that time of his life, the ending of his life, to fight the good fight, because he was surrounded by so many different things. Now, I want to share with you in this meditation two things he had to fight, two battles that he had in fighting the good fight. The first one is the battle of what he took in, what he internalized. And we also have that battle, the battle of what we take in. Reading from St. Matthew chapter 27, verses 41 to 44, it says, "Likewise the chief priests also, mocking with the scribes and elders, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he is the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God, let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. Even the robbers who were crucified with him reviled him with the same thing." What we take into our souls, what we take into our minds, sometimes develop us into the kind of persons we become. And it is a battle that we have to fight every day. Look at today. The subject of every day for now is the coronavirus. Do we internalize the fear that people bring? Or do we internalize the faith in a God that is bigger than the coronavirus, that is bigger than everyone who is spreading the fear, that is bigger than all things negative collectively? What do we internalize? The battle of what we take into our minds is always constant. Now, the chief priests and the elders were saying this, and the scribes, and it says in verse 44 of St. Matthew 27 that even the robbers revile him with the same thing. So it means for this criminal, at one point, he took in the scenes around him. He took in his surroundings, and he went in his mind, well, if this is my surroundings, then this is the way it should be. And at one point, he reviled Jesus as well. But there's also the second battle I want us to focus on, and that is the battle of the soul. What this robber realized as well is that he's about to die. And what can he take out of the surroundings? And this is the challenge I want to give to us. Because even though the setting was one of malice and hatred towards Jesus, out of the malice and hatred came truth. Let me just remind you of that truth. The chief priests and the scribes and the elders were mocking, but in their mocking, they spoke truth. He saved others. That is true. If he is the King of Israel, that is true. We will believe him. There are people that will believe him. That is true. He trusted in God. That is true. Let him deliver him now, if he will have him. That is true. Because God can deliver his son anytime he wants. He delivered him into the caring hands of Mary and Joseph. He delivered him on the same cross that they got an opportunity to mock him with. So that is true. And it says, for he said, I am the Son of God. And that is true. I believe that the criminal realized that out of the mockery there is some truth. And thus he was able to say in Luke 23 verse 42, Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom. He called Jesus Lord. Some truth, because there's a battle of his soul. And at some point, he had to realize that he may be eternally condemned if he does not trust in this same Jesus who's being crucified with him. The battle is hard. The surroundings and the atmosphere was not ideal for him to make this kind of statement. But he realized who was next to him. He realized that this was the person who would satisfy his soul. He realized that this was the person that is the one that can assure him of eternal peace and not eternal condemnation. And he found in Jesus that assurance of paradise. That criminal realized the power of the good fight. That criminal realized the power of the good fight. He did not win against his sentence, but he won against eternal damnation. Let me say that again. He did not win against his sentence. He was sentenced to be crucified. He was under that condemnation physically. But what he won was the battle of his soul. Eternal peace with Jesus in paradise. So you see, my friends, we need to focus on the bigger picture. What is important? Every day we are around negative circumstances and it seems like they come like a flood. People not heeding the word of God and doing as they like and all kinds of things to frustrate us. But today it is a Good Friday to realize the power of the good fight. The dying thief rejoiced to see that fountain in his day, and there have I, as vile as he, washed all my sins away. I do believe, I will believe that Jesus died for me, that on that cross he shed his blood, and now he sets me free.